When me and my group made our opening 2 minutes of a thriller film last year in AS Media, we made our main character a female lead with a dark side to her. To me, a powerful woman that comes across normal and well put together, but is caught up in stuff dark and twisted that the audience wouldn't expect a woman to be capable of handling so confidently, rather than the stereotypical damsel in distress that the women in thrillers are usually portrayed as, would work well in thrillers, as it has so much potential to be current and appealing to this generation watching, like how the producers do with Pretty Little Liars. Pretty Little Liars would definitely be used as my inspiration if I were to take on a female lead in my short film with this kind of persona. The whole show is set within the fictional town of Rosewood, and the series follows the lives of four girls: Aria, Hannah, Emily, and Spencer, whose group slowly grows apart after the disappearance of their group leader, Alison De Laurentiis. A year later, the group of friends are reunited as they begin receiving texts and messages from an unknown hooded figure named A. A threatens to expose their deepest and darkest secrets, including ones they only thought Alison knew, which led them to believe it might be Alison herself. But after a body is found and the funeral is held for her, the girls spend their high school years trying to find out who A is. Eventually, it is discovered that Alison is in fact alive upon her return. A lot of people are not happy and want her gone again. All five girls get caught up in cases relating to murder, home life problems, threats from the unknown figure, whilst trying to uncover the mystery that is destroying their lives. Spencer Hastings for me is the most interesting character within the group aside from Alison. In the shadow of her older overachieving sister, Spencer is noted as the most intelligent of the four girls within her group and comes from a family of lawyers and other highly intelligent career paths. The reason I like this character a lot is because of the way she is showed slowly progressing and adapting throughout the seasons. As Spencer comes more to term with what her life is becoming and what she is involved with, the character is slowly shown going further and further downhill, stimulating her anxiety and stress with drug use. In the first season, Spencer is shown as a stereotypical rich girl with a set path for her future for college and work, representing the Hastings family name. Socializing at the country club and having an engaged sister, her life seems almost too perfect. However, what I like so much about this character is the downward spiral that is so gradually seen throughout the show. The way Spencer deals with the stress and lack of sleep when running away from the antagonist and lying her way to her parents and other figures through the show to keep herself and her friends out of trouble is definitely something that is seen gradually getting worse and worse. As her character becomes more and more sleep deprived and stressed out, dealing with all this, she turns to substances to help her, and dangerous paths start in the downward spiral. With her perfect family unknowing of her addictions and trying to keep her name away from press and any negative news surrounding her friend group and the character of Spencer, eventually gets worse and worse to the point where she ends up in a sanitarium after stumbling across the wreckage of her boyfriend's motorcycle accident where she thinks she sees what looks to be his dead body. Where she becomes almost completely shut down in her own body, possessing no emotions and becoming a completely different character almost. The reason I really like the storyline is because of the contrast to her family and home life and how she ends up. With a lawyer for a mother and a successful businessman as a father, and a sister getting married after all attending the same colleges and taking similar life paths along the way, it is interesting to see how much Spencer varies from them. I made Spencer my main focus of inspiration as her storyline really stands out to me amongst the others, and the contrast between a girl ending up in an insane asylum when coming from such a perfect background is really intriguing to watch. Another reason I chose this show as inspiration was because of the finale of season 5 and the start of season 6 storyline. All five original girls and a friend are all kidnapped and put into a building with each their own rooms identical to their own at home. This place is referred to as the Doll's House, where the girls are forced to dress up and play games whilst being watched on cameras by A. The idea being that the girls are A's personal living dolls inside. A's very own life-size doll's house. The idea of the characters being part of a game to someone else is very creepy and twisted and would make a great thriller. The girls are placed in the doll's house and expected to act, dress and play how A demands. The way the antagonist of the show has this power over the girls and creates their own little fantasy world and places the girls right into it is very interesting, and is something I think could inspire a short thriller film. The creepy side of the plot that I really like is the girls are kidnapped and trapped in this building, but inside of the doll's house is not a conventional kidnapping hostage location. but rather filled with colour, toys, games, and clothes and food, which really goes against stereotypes and conventions and gives the building a definite uneasy feel to it, as it doesn't look like a place the girls should feel in as their rooms look the same and the other parts of the doll's house are inspired by a regular doll's house, making it look homely and somewhere normally you wouldn't feel scared. I think what made these few episodes so successful was the location, definitely, and how it goes against stereotypes of big creepy buildings that would usually be used in thrillers. The comfort within the doll's house and the supply of food and drink occasionally give away that the character of A didn't want the girls dead or to die. To me, this adds a more sinister layer to the story, as their kidnapper doesn't want to kill them, but rather dress them up and play with them in their own twisted way, as a child would play with a regular doll's house. That's what makes this storyline so different and creepy to others. It takes something so innocent and childish like playing with a doll's house as a child and creates this terrifying reality where the toys are brought to life in a messed up way, which is what I think is so good as an audience to watch and something I think would be even more fun to create and experiment with when creating a short film, with different routes and ideas as to what you could do with a storyline inspired by something like this.